Welcome to the Reality Revolution. Today we're going to read some amazing channelings from the Arcturian Council as channeled by Daniel Scranton. These channelings come from a book called Ascension, The Shift to the Fifth Dimension, Volume 4. The Arcturian Council channeling cover a variety of topics, and I've had the wonderful opportunity to read through these channelings. I continually get messages and emails regarding these channelings of people that really found profound connection with the message that was found in here. It's very similar to the quote channelings that I have read in my channel, and it resonates with me deeply. Daniel Scranton is a great channeler, a very unique channeling process. I recommend that you check out my interview with him. This is the Arcturian Council, a beautiful transition into the fifth dimension. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are looking for the best possible avenues to traverse ourselves, as we know that we are moving into our own ascension experience, and we look to go with the flow of that ascension. Just as you are looking for the best possible avenues for your personal development, your personal ascension, you will have your own unique experience of the ascension of humanity and Mother Earth. No matter what happens, yours will still be uniquely yours. Even when you hear about the various predictions that are being put out there about ascension, everyone who experiences that prediction experiences something unique to them. Remember that you are deciding how you experience everything, and you're also deciding what you experience with your vibration. The best way for you to feel into what you are creating in the future is to notice what you're vibrating in the present. And if there's something you don't like about that vibration, then breathe into it until it dissipates, and then activate something that feels better within you. You are not destined to repeat your past or the history of your genetic line, because you are awake. And one of the things that you are awake to is that your vibration matters and that you can do something about it. This is true when you think about all aspects of life on Earth. For you and everyone else right now, everyone is having a different experience of life on Earth right now, and it is time for everyone to look within themselves for how they are responding to reality, because you do have a choice. This is a free will universe, and that means you will always have a choice. Always choose to look within first before arguing with someone, before taking an action from a place of anxiety or fear. Always look within first and feel for what vibration is, because it will dictate what happens, and you can be a major player in what happens for all of humanity if you're choosing the path to ascension that feels good for you, and that will be as a good a feeling experience for everyone else as it can be. Certainly, the more you have prepared yourself for the experience, the better. You can hold space for your fellow humans so that you too have their awakening experiences. Start looking within and shifting their internal vibrations. We know that you all can have a beautiful experience. It can still be unique to each and every one of you. And what's important for you to know now is that you don't have to agree on what will happen in the future. But hopefully you can agree that you all can impact the future from the now. Most people believe that they will impact the future by what they do. And that is, of course, accurate to a certain extent. But hopefully that person will have taken the action based on the higher vibration that they have attained within themselves through the conscious work that is necessary to bring you into that state where you are taking inspired action. And for those of you who don't know what to do, we want to assure you that sitting, breathing, focusing, and activating a higher frequency vibration is enough. And if everyone on the planet were doing that right now, you would be assuring yourselves of a beautiful, calm, peaceful transition into the fifth dimension. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you, co-creating your ascension experience. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have established so many wonderful connections with all of you who receive these transmissions, and with others who have been receiving us directly, and we are very happy that you open yourselves up to us to the degree that you do. Now, there's a lot more that we can do together as we collaborate here. The connection between Earth humans and Arcturians is well established at this point, and it's something that we can build upon as we move forward. We want what you want, And we want what we want, and that makes it so much easier to collaborate with you. We want to see the expansion of the human collective consciousness. And we want to take part in the universal shift in consciousness with all of you. Now, the ways that we can go even further in this co-creative effort are by looking for the areas within humanity that could use the most love and light and aiming our consciousness and our intentions in those directions. We want to flood the people and places that need the most healing and the highest vibrational energies with exactly what they are asking for, even if they are not asking for it consciously. Many individuals think that they need one thing, like for a law to change. But what they really need is that healing energy and the compassion, that unconditional love that we can offer together as a team. You are the wonderful summoners of the energy, and we are the offerers of it. Now we work with you in this way as a sort of complement to Source energy. Source is always working with you and working through you, but sometimes you need to connect with beings that you've established more of a ground relationship with. And even though we are ninth dimensional and non-physical, it can be easier to relate to us and see us as partners and co-creators. So that is what we're aiming for. And if you can look around your planet for the people and places that need the most love and light, and be the projectors of that love and light, we will certainly contribute all that we can to those efforts, as you call upon us in the same ways that you would an archangel or an ascended master. We have been in the process of joining Team Earth for quite a few years now, and we would like to make it official. So please do continue to call upon us and summon our unique vibrational signature, and we will always be there for you, lending a helping non-physical hand. And we are looking forward to collaborating even further with you on the fifth dimensional Earth. This is an exciting project and one that we are eager to participate in more closely. So please also call upon us when envisioning the Earth that you are ascending into. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. A big part of your destiny on Earth. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are studying all of you from afar, but we're also right there with you, observing you from within you and all around you. We are ninth dimensional beings, which means we have no physicality, no bodies, and no borders to confine us. We get to go where we want to go and put our attention wherever we want to put it in this beautiful universe of ours. And we choose to focus on humanity there on Earth because we are fascinated by you. We are enthralled by your journey, by your perseverance, and by your ability to rise up and meet challenges that you face on a daily basis. You are making history with your ascension. You are making the biggest leap forward that you can possibly make as you have moved from the third dimension. And now you're making your way to the fifth. This is a time to feel very good about yourselves and how far you've already come. But it is also time for you to be exploring where you want to go next. One of the reasons why your journey is so fascinating to us is because we don't know what you will choose for yourselves next. We have some idea because of probabilities and because it is very rare for a being or a collective to make a 90-degree turn out of the blue. But we are interested in what you will do next, what you will create next, and how you'll become your higher selves, which is a big part of your destiny there on Earth. Many assume that the shift to the fifth dimension is about you taking yourself to a better place, like getting upgraded from a Fleabag motel to a 5-star resort, but it's not like that at all. You are changing yourselves, and as you do, the world outside of you seems to change. But really, you are the ones who are changing, and when you are operating at that higher vibrational perspective, you will see your experience and be able to do things that you cannot do right now. But your limitations are not because of what country you live in, what laws are governing you there, or how much money you have in the bank. Your limitations are only created by the vibration you are offering. Change your vibration and you will change everything that you experience. This journey is about changing you, and it always has been. It has never been about a change of scenery or the elimination of all the bad ones. It has never been about a change of scenery or the elimination of all the bad ones. It has never been about leaving everything you don't like behind as you soar off into a better place, a better reality. You are the shift in consciousness, It begins and ends with you, and it is your destiny to complete it. You cannot mess this up. You can either enjoy it by going with the flow, or you can go kicking and screaming in resistance, judgment, and condemnation about all that you don't like about your current situation. Isn't that more satisfying? That's why we are studying and observing you, because we know that you are not just on a cruise ship, going from one place to another. We know that you're creating it all, and that your primary creation is you. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Codes for unlocking the secrets in your DNA. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are on the verge of a major breakthrough in our attempts to get through to the humans who are not consciously receiving our transmissions. We know that those of you who are a part of the awakened collective are doing your part to spread the messages of compassion, forgiveness, and unconditional love to your fellow humans. But we also know that there are ways of reaching your fellow humans that go far beyond what the physical mind can comprehend, and that's what we are looking for, just the right codes to accomplish. We often do work with inaudible sound to reach humankind. We're able to create sounds that create experiences within a person, and the person doesn't even have to hear the sound to have the experience and for the sound to have the desired effect. Now, the codes that we are working on, that we will be infusing into sounds that will remain inaudible, are codes for unlocking more of the secrets that are embedded in your cells and in your DNA. You have these very long histories of existing in this universe that you've only begun to scratch the surface of, and it is our goal to jostle more of those unconscious memories loose so that you can know yourselves more fully as you truly are. You are the universe masquerading as a human being, and it is time for you to fully recognize this truth, a truth that changes everything when you fully embody it. And that is why we work so diligently to find just the right series of codes and seek the perfect timing for delivery to each and every one of you, so that you know yourselves as your whole selves and begin operating in the world as your whole selves, which will then, of course, change everything there on Earth. There is so much more to you than meets the eye, but we can still see it, feel it, and know it, and we will continue to work behind the scenes to get you to realize the truth of who you really are in this lifetime and before you shift your consciousness. We want you to enjoy the rest of the ride, and you can only do that when you are empowered with the truth of who you really are as the entirety of the universe pretending to be a singular human being. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Bringing out your inner Pleadian. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are very pleased and satisfied with the progress we can feel you making there on Earth. We know that you have been experiencing more growing pains than usual over the past year. But it is times like these that you can really take the growth experiences and run with them. Those of you who are awake and who are also self-reflective have been taking the universe up on its generous offer of expansion and evolution. You have done so to such an extent that you are vibrating right out of the reality of many of your fellow humans. This is not intentional on your part. You cannot help but go with the flow, and you cannot help but receive the energies that your fellow humans are unable or unwilling to receive. But as the gap widens and you feel your readiness to complete the shift in consciousness, remember that you are there in service to the collective. You're not just there to take your ascension as the chosen few. You are there to raise the consciousness of the entire human collective, because as source energy beings, you know that in spite of how it might look, there really is no gap between you and anyone else or any group of other humans. You are all connected. Your lives are all woven together, and you have a unique opportunity at this time to turn back to a collective that is not handling the current set of circumstances very well. And you can lend them a hand, an ear, and send them transmissions of light and love. We know that sending others love and healing energy may sound trite. It may sound like a nice bumper sticker or refrigerator magnet, and you might wonder secretly if it actually does any good. But that is what you're there to do. Yes, you're there to live your lives and find your tribe. You are there to create the reality that you want to experience, but you are also there to teach, to guide, to lead, and to heal. And that part of you that is so Pleadian in its origin is being summoned out of you at this time so that you can do what you came on Earth to do. The Pleadian energy and star system and DNA are all about healing, teaching, guiding, and leading others into a higher vibrational state of being. And you all have access, not just through channeling, but also through remembering that you have been Pleadian. You have those skills and abilities within you, and you have demonstrated them in various past incarnations. But this is the ultimate incarnation. This is the one where you put all of those skills and abilities to use, and you pull your fellow humans up to join you in the higher realms, where you will laugh about all of this and more when the timing is right. And you will certainly look back at this time once the shift is completed and see all of the beautiful opportunities that were presented to you, all of humanity. And you'll be able to feel very good about having seized those opportunities for yourselves and for the betterment of the entire human collective. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Lemuria, Atlantis, Egypt, and your ET DNA. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are so very happy with the progress that we feel you are making there on Earth as a collective of beings. You have taken yourself so very far since the times of Lemuria, Atlantis, and Egypt, and you have done so with very little interference and very little intervention on the part of extraterrestrials. In fact, you have done so very well for yourselves there on Earth, in spite of the way that physical ETs can somehow and some way get involved in your spiritual evolution. This time that you are living now is the time for you to step up and show your readiness to be a part of the galactic community, of which you are a part. It is not time for ETs to start landing their ships and disrupt your natural evolution, as they did during the times of Lemuria, Atlantis, the Egyptian Empire, and other times throughout your history. You have done fine just on your own, because even without physical ETs coming and landing their ships, you still have that extraterrestrial DNA inside of you. Some of you have a lot more of it than others, but everyone there on Earth has some, and that ET DNA gets activated by all sorts of occurrences that have nothing to do with you actually being visited for face-to-face contact. Even UFO sightings are not entirely necessary to give you the activation of your ET DNA. But living your lives and having all of your experiences that you have, these are the best ways for you to access what is buried deep down inside of each and every one of you. You've all been higher dimensional beings, and you can all become so much more than you could at any other time in human history. And that is because every part of you is evolving and to keep up with the energies that you have upon you. Energies that have more to do with your sun and the photon belt than they do beings and collectives like ourselves and what we are capable of sending you. It was always a part of the plan for you all to evolve on your own, because the Earth experiment is part of a much bigger story. A story that was initiated by Source, and you are the aspects of Source that are best equipped to bring humankind into that higher level of consciousness that we and others refer to as the fifth dimension. We want you to feel proud of what you have accomplished and what you will accomplish, and we want you to know once again that you have everything that you need inside of you, and you always have. You're not going to repeat what happened on Lemuria, Atlantis, and in Egypt. You're going to go far beyond what those ancient civilizations were capable of accomplishing, and you're going to do it because of what is inside of you. This we know to be true. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. What you're moving towards, whether you know it or not. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are very satisfied with the movement that you all continue to make towards being in a more unified human collective. And we want you all to know that becoming so divided and polarized was always a part of the journey for humankind. You have to first feel how bad you do feel when you ostracize someone from your life or from your spiritual community because their beliefs are different than yours about something, anything. It doesn't matter what the topic is there on Earth. They were all designed by you to be polarizing topics, because first you have to move apart as far as you can before you can feel how good you do feel when you come back together with those that you have previously ostracized or even condemned because of their beliefs, because of what political party they are affiliated with, or because they don't believe that there is enough evidence to support a conspiracy theory that you have given yourself over to completely. Everyone there needs to relax when it comes to their beliefs. If you do believe that someone is out to get you or out to get certain segment of society, then you must realize that you're never going to defeat those who are in the wrong by separating yourselves from half the population. Now, we do understand the bigger problem for all of you is not being able to agree on who the bad ones really are, and not even able to agree on who the good ones really are in positions of power and authority there on earth. But we see you moving beyond all of that now, because those of you who are awake are sensitive. You feel things more acutely and intensely than the average person, and you don't like the feeling in the pit of your stomach that you get when you condemn someone else because of their beliefs. That is why so many of you have decided that it's more important to find the common ground and come together based on the truth that most people on your planet do want what is best for everyone. And you are just having a different perspective on how you get to that more perfect society that you all want to live in someday. It is important to respect one another and to accept one another, especially when the actual goal there is to love one another and experience unity consciousness. And whether you know it or not, that is the goal, and that is what you are moving towards. So you might as well embrace everyone that you disagree with, no matter what the issue, because you cannot exclude them from your collective consciousness. You can, however, rise above the pettiness that you have seen there on your world in recent years and even decades. You, as the awakened collective, are the ones to rise above, to move beyond drawing a line in the sand. And we will continue to hammer home the point that you are ascending together. So you had better get used to those people whose beliefs are so different than yours, because you will not be boarding ships and leaving them all behind. You will love them until they meet you on that plane of existence that is the spirit rising above all the differences there on earth. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. What must happen to bring about the event Solar Flash? Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have been feeling the excitement that humanity feels for all of you to get back to a sense of normalcy on your world. You have moved past frustration, anger, fear, sadness, anxiety, and a host of other emotional states to get to this place where you can actually fathom co-creating a new earth with a new society. You are ready for something new and something different. However, not just going back to the way things were on your world. You are ready to take yourselves to that next level of consciousness, where you can feel the evolution of consciousness and see it reflected back to you in day-to-day life there on Earth, and in the way that people treat one another. Ultimately, your evolution of consciousness rests on your ability to be kind, compassionate, and forgive one another. It doesn't all rest on an event or a solar flash. It's not about what's going on in your skies with spaceships and ETs. Everything that people want to happen to bring about the great changes on planet Earth can and will only happen when you all make the necessary changes within yourselves. Then that reflection can come back to you and show you what a peaceful and beautiful galaxy and universe you are a part of. You have been challenged over the past year, challenged in ways that you never expected to be challenged. What you're asking of yourselves now is to rise above the pettiness of your disagreements, your different perspectives, and the variety of points of view that exist there on Earth at this time. None of what you all believe should ever get in the way of your ability to open your heart and to be love. You are there to choose love, to choose to be source energy in the flesh. And when all do that, then what you have is true second coming of the Christ consciousness, and that is what you need there on your world. And you need it much more than you need a singular being to descend from the heavens to tell you who was bad and who was good, who was right and who was wrong. You need to be the Christ consciousness in action to one another, to save yourselves from fear, hate, and judgment, because those states of being, when allowed to fester inside of you, create a toxic environment one that makes it more difficult to love thy neighbor. Ascension is all about rising above, and it's never been about being on the right side of humanity. So remember that the next time you feel yourself getting sucked into a debate about politics or the way that all you should be behaving, and remember to rise up, to become your higher selves, which are just aspects of who you already are, and those aspects of who you already are will always be calling forth from within. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Press a button and teleport to your home star system. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are loving the process of witnessing your evolution of consciousness because we are doing it with you. We are on a journey together, and you are making the most progress of any beings in any dimension in this galaxy. That is because you have moved so far from the truth of who you really are, and the journey back to that knowing is such a giant leap from where you once were. It's the movement forward that's what it's really all about. You get to feel as though you are becoming your higher selves for the very first time, even though you have all been fifth dimensional already. You are returning home in a sense, and those of you who talk about going home as if home is a star system or a planet are missing the point. It's not about the star system you came from or originated in, and it's not about the planet, the moon, or the body that you once knew so well. This journey is about you returning to the you that you have always been, but have agreed to forget that you once were. You're going back to the fifth dimension, but it won't be the same fifth dimension that you once knew, and that is because of what you've been living there on Earth. You are there having such a hard time because you knew that through hardship, pain, and struggle, you would create more, you would create something better, and you've created a better version of reality than the one that you knew when you were fifth dimensional. Now, you will also get to go home in the physical sense, but that will never be what it's all about for you. It has always been about, and will always be about, returning to a feeling, a state of being, a level of consciousness. That's what you want to really achieve, and that's what's available to you right now. You don't have to wait for anything outside of you to happen in order to start knowing yourselves as your fifth dimensional higher selves. It is all inside of you right now, in this very moment, and we're not even a little bit kidding about that. So what are you waiting for? Yes, having things change outside of you and having everything served up to you on a silver platter is the fantasy. It's the easy way. Pressing a button so that you can teleport somewhere else where things are much better certainly seems like a very good idea. But if you did that, you would be robbing yourselves of the ride that you are on. And because we are on the ride with you, we can say with certainty that it is the best ride that you could possibly be on at this time. And if you can appreciate this journey just a little bit more, you can feel what we feel about your journey. In fact, you can feel a bit of who we are inside of you when you match your consciousness to the consciousness that we are offering you right now. Join us here in the lovely and beautiful experience of your joyous ascension. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. So there's lots of things we can pull from these channelings. In particular, the central theme throughout this message is that ascension is fundamentally an internal process rather than an external one. They emphasize that it's not about physically relocating to a better place or waiting for outside forces to create change, but rather about individuals transforming their own consciousness and vibrational state. This transformation, they suggest, naturally reflects in the external world as people evolve internally. The Council discusses the importance of unity consciousness and healing divisions. They address how current polarization and conflict on Earth are actually part of the journey toward eventual unity, suggesting that humanity needs to experience separation fully before choosing to come back together. They emphasize that ascension is a collective process that includes everyone, not just those who are currently spiritually awakened or that have one particular political belief. I was comforted to see these words. Very similar to what I was saying in my live session on the election. Yes, we have these huge differences, but part of the process of going through this awakening is not one political party, one president. It has nothing to do with that. All the separation, all the conflict that we have politically, or even beyond politically, there are wars all over the world. This separation is a part of the process. Regarding extraterrestrial connections, they explained that all humanity carries some extraterrestrial DNA, particularly noting Pleadian influences relating to healing and teaching abilities. They contrast current times with previous civilizations like Lemuria, Atlantis, and Egypt, suggesting that humanity's present evolution needs to occur more independently than in those past eras, which ETs showed up and intervened, much like we read about in the Law of One material. The Council places significant emphasis on individual responsibility and empowerment. They suggest that each person has access to higher dimensional abilities and consciousness through their own inner work, rather than requiring external intervention. They describe Ascension as a return to a state of being that humans have previously experienced, but with the added wisdom gained from Earth experiences. An interesting aspect of their message is their perspective on time and choice. They present Ascension as both inevitable and dependent on free will choices, suggesting that while the overall direction is assured, the journey itself can be either challenging or graceful depending on individual choices to either resist or flow with the process. Throughout these messages, the Arcturian Council consistently returns to the importance of love, compassion, and forgiveness as essential elements of the ascension process. You cannot ascend if you're in conflict, and we as a planet cannot ascend if we are in conflict, so we have a long road ahead of us based upon what we see in the world now. They suggest that the ability to rise above judgments and divisions while maintaining love for those with different beliefs or perspectives is crucial for humanity's evolution into higher consciousness. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com, and welcome to The Reality Revolution.